Me pretending to enjoy the slice of pizza my 6-year-old niece has brought home from her cooking class. Me entering my local Wetherspoons pub as the only person there in a suit jacket. And this was me when someone told me they now make microwavable rice.
Wait, what? How do you know that? Uncle Ben said it.
Hello folks and welcome back. This video is about my top 5 green fragrances. I love green smelling fragrances. Before I get into that, I am very proud to tell you guys that I am collaborating with and proudly backed by Fragrance Samples UK. That is my recommended place for you to buy your fragrance samples in the UK, and I've got a code for you. Mr. Smelly 10 gets you 10% off an amazing range of samples on that excellent website. If you're in the USA, I am equally proud to be backed by the Fragrance Decant Boutique website, decantboutique.com. Both these sites linked in the description, and the same code there will get you the 10% off. Mr. Smelly 10 gets you 10% off an incredible range of fragrances of that amazing USA-based website. Links in the description. Okay, let's get into it then. So, green fragrances. There isn't such a category. There are fougères, there are woody aromatics, there's no such thing as a fragrance that's just called a green fragrance. And these fragrances that I'm going to mention today come from different categories, but I find sometimes, if you say something's green or it's soapy, sometimes more helpful, isn't it, than saying it's a fougère, it's a chypre. What do these things, those words mean? Yeah, I haven't really, I kind of know, but you know what I mean. Okay, let's get stuck into it. Right. The other thing is these are pretty strong and have good longevity, so that's great. No particular order. They're all very, very good and very, very nice. I'll start with what's arguably, I think at the moment, my favourite. New discovery for me this year. And this is Static Olfactive is the brand, and the fragrance is called Into the Wild. The brand owner there is Chris Martin, so this is a bespoke fragrance from Chris Martin. The perfumer, actually, though, is Darren Allen, a guy with a growing reputation in the fragrance community online. So Into the Wild is a really rather remarkable photorealistic green fragrance. I've got a little card that they sent here with the bottle, and I'll give you a little bit of the blurb off of here. I don't normally read out blurb, but I think this is quite good. When was the last time that you breathed in that crisp, clean, brisk mountain air? I can't remember. That earthy, mossy forest floor, those refreshing green conifers, a scent of something watching you from a distance. There's a little bit. They have something in here called a Sasquatch note. It's a bit of fun. When was the last time that you removed yourself and escaped from the hustle and bustle motion of everyday life and experienced nature's purest essence, captured in its rawest form? Allow yourself to step into the wild. It is a wonderful green fragrance. All that those are the kind of things that appeal to me. Apart from someone watching me from a distance, I get enough of that with my ex-wife. So some of the notes in here, I'm not going to list them. We've got ozone accord. There's spruce in here, cypress. We've got a fern accord, green leaf accord, honeysuckle, cedarwood, agarwood, a little bit of oud. I don't pick up on oud as a noticeable thing in here, but I'm sure it's in there. Patchouli, castoreum, civet, oak moss absolute from France. It is a beautifully modern, I think, modern avant-garde, somewhat photorealistic green forest-like fragrance. So it's not so much a throwback to 80s powerhouse fragrances, or your 70s or 80s hairy chest classics, which I also love, but it has this kind of something like a new kind of fragrance, a really wonderful green, three-dimensional and very complex and very potent fragrance, but actually very likeable, and a couple of people that I've showed this one to have both really enjoyed it too. So head over to Static Olfactive. I think it's £150 for $150 for the 50ml bottle, and they also do a 10ml travel spray size, which is a very reasonable, I think, $35, which could be a good way to get into that one. So I will link those guys in the description because I like to stick up for the smaller brands. Okay, moving on then, I'm going to go for much more of an established old school brand, Flores Elite 1980, and this one's green because the liquid's green, right? Some people have compared it to Bois de Portugal by Creed and Polo Green from Ralph Lauren, maybe a bit, but not massively similar to either. It's a wonderfully sharp opening, piercing green citrus combination with lovely crisp masculine woods in the base. It's really, really refined. It does have that 80s old school thing, a little bit of soapiness in there, a green type of soapiness, if you like, a leaf, not leafiness, but that kind of fern-like feel is going on here again. But there's a sharp greenness in this one, and then that slightly earthy, mossy undertone, just perfectly done. Really great, dapper, old school, gentlemanly, fresh fragrance, and I just absolutely love this one. Decent performance for me on Flores Elite, and I still, to this day, many years after it was released, 44 years, stands up as a great option, and you can get that one quite affordably online, so check that one out. Don't forget, you can now become a member of my channel. Just click join and you get access to exclusive videos made especially for channel members, and you get back issues of the live streams, which are no longer going to be staying up on my channel. Another thing you can also do is join me on Patreon. If you search Mr. Smelly or click the link in the description, that is where you get an extra weekly podcast from Mr. Smelly, only for Patreon members. For a really nice green fragrance from Norton & Wilson, I won't include this officially in the list. You might like to check out Gravitas Asentia, the amazing follow-up to the original Gravitas Pour Homme. Also, like that one, an aromatic fougere with added bay leaf, mint and artemisia, elevating the green and citrusy elements of the fragrance. It's a really stunning green fragrance, and I get great longevity on my bottle, but it's not officially in the list because that would annoy some people. Next up, another one of these artisanal small brands, Mousse Illuminate from Rogue Perfumery, Manuel Cross the perfumer. And this, again, is that earthy, mossy kind of thing. This one does have more of an old-school 80s, 70s vibe. Shades of things, perhaps like Polo Green, the original formula from Ralph Lauren, which I could have included in this list, but I mention it too often, I guess. And I think also it has... what was I going to mention? Another one. A bit of a Gucci Nobile or Duc de Vervon's Alex Strem. Elements of those, but it's got its own unique magic. Really, really good. Really potent. And there's a sharpness that none of those quite have in the same way, actually. It's got its own unique sharpness. And definitely that fern-like oak mossy feel in great abundance. And that old-school masculine reassuring air. Wonderful stuff. Check out Mousse Illuminate from Rogue Perfumery. Next up, we've got two more to go. This one divides opinion. Ganymede, Marc-Antoine Barrois. This was a more recent release. Quentin Biche, the perfumer, on this one. Again, it has some of those ozonic sea type notes, a lot of green tones and some florals in there. It's a very interesting fragrance. Some people don't like it. I don't know what they object to, but some people maybe don't like the aquatic or semi-metallic ozonic kind of thing. Someone said it smells like spacecraft air freshener, whatever that means, or something, or Fragrantica, but it was a good description. So it's 50-50 for people whether they like or dislike this one. Check it out. It's certainly very potent. It's got that kind of green combination with a slightly ozonic niche version of aquatic kind of notes in there, in a way that I find interesting. Mineral accords and a herbal tone. I find it really good, but it does seem to divide. I get a lot of people throwing up in emojis in the comments when I mention it, and other people say it's great. So you decide and get yourself a sample or something. I like it. I like it, but not everybody does. That's what it's all about, opinions. Okay, final one. Lacoste Booster, great cheapie. This is soapy, fresh with mint. Real lovely green mint leaf type of thing. You can really smell the mint. Not to the extent where I think you smell like toothpaste. I hope not. Although toothpaste, it's not the worst smell in the world. It's better than yesterday's onions on your breath, right? Lacoste Booster. Sporty, fresh, fun, very green, very manly. Not exactly sexy, but maybe being rugged, fresh out of the shower and minty is sexy in a way. What do you think? Let me know what you thought about that in the comments down below. Remember, whatever you're doing in life, let's project. And although life sometimes really can stink, at least we can always smell good. See you in the next episode. Bye-bye.